And welcome to another edition of The Brash, Show and Entertainment on YouTube.com. Make sure to like this video and subscribe with the latest backstage rumors, news, and developments. Once again, coming from Monday Night Raw. What's going to happen concerning future feuds, matches, why WWE did certain things certain ways last night. Vince McMahon's feeling on the return of Enzo. We got AJ Styles contained in this report. We got Roman Reigns. We got Seth Rollins. Balor Club, the Bulletproof Club. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get to it. We're going to touch upon all those topics. And once again, if you want to donate, click the link below to donate. And you can be a part of any of these. Your name will get put up on the LED board. You will be realized and recognized. And there's always something in return from Show and Entertainment, whether it be a shout out, whether it be a chat. Whether it be, like I said, you click the link below. There's a variety of selections and different choices to support Show and Entertainment's YouTube future. But let's get right into the news, ladies and gentlemen, because we are jam-packed. There is a lot of news to get to. Monday's episode of Raw with Seth Rollins' return in the fallout from Extreme Rules drew 3.268 million viewers. This is up 2.3% from last week's 3.191 million viewers. For this week's show, the first hour drew 3.359 million viewers. The second hour drew 3.332 million viewers, and the final hour drew 3.115 million viewers. Raw was number 2 on cable for the night in viewership, behind the NBA playoffs, and number 4 in the 18 to 49 demographic. Well, once again, in my opinion, that show, it was okay, but I think it could have been a hell of a lot better. There was some questionable choices and tactics used. I think the WWE could have done so much better with last night's Monday Night Raw, but the show was what it was. I mean, I guess it was somewhat of an improvement over other Monday Night Raws, but in my estimation, even with Seth Rollins' return, once again, the number was only bumped up a little. You got to wonder how more significant will that number be, if it will be, when John Cena returns next week. You got to wonder, is the ratings going to finally take a leap, and it's going to adjust? Because even with Seth Rollins' return, that isn't a hell of a big jump. And you would think that after all the hype and after all the excitement about Seth Rollins returning, once again, when you book a crap show and when you have a show that's lackluster, you can have all the returns, you can have all the revamps you want. But at the end of the day, if the writing on the wall isn't specific and it isn't clear and it isn't consistent, well, you know what? I just said consistent twice, but you know what? You know why I say consistent? Because this is Show and Entertainment, where it's always prolific, consistent, and dedicated. Once again, if you want to donate, click the link below, and you can be a part of this with your name up on the board. There is other news to cover, and ladies and gentlemen, we don't have a lot of time to get to it, because, ladies and gentlemen, according to DWN, the thought process is to have AJ Styles versus Finn Balor feud down the line, alongside with the Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins feud, eventually having the Bulletproof Club attack both men. And obviously, you know, AJ Styles won't be a part of that, and I guess by that time, Finn Balor won't be a part of that. Vince McMahon was very excited to have Enzo Amore back and loves his energy. You know, I'll tell you what, when Enzo and Cass first burst onto the scene in WWE, I don't know. I mean, I know they're charismatic. I know they're on. I know the fans react to them, but I just didn't like it. I don't know. I just didn't understand it. But when Enzo and Cass got back together tonight after the injury, actually, last night on Monday Night Raw, excuse me, that'll be part of botches and bloopers. But no, it was kind of cool to see them back together as a team because, you know, united they stand, divided that they will fall. And, you know, Cass has been, you know, handling himself pretty good. But with Enzo back, that really changes the development, and that flips the script in more ways than one. And that really, you know, these guys are very different. You know, I don't know why I just couldn't put my finger on why I didn't like them at the beginning. I thought they were kind of annoying. I don't know, just something about them that wasn't translating to me. But now I don't mind them as much. And speaking of the club, there is talk of adding Shinsuke Nakamura or Samoa Joe to it. And if you're getting concerned about AJ Styles continuing to lose clean to Kevin Owens, and last night wasn't the only time, Extreme Rules, Raw, you weren't alone. There was a push to try and change the ending of the match on Raw to have the club walk to the ramp and distract Styles, allowing Owens to get the win. But ultimately, the WWE decided to flip the script. The WWE decided to go in a different direction. And once again, I think that wouldn't have really harmed AJ Styles to have the club at least distract him or have their music play or do something, because now you have AJ Styles lose back-to-back, all right? Because he lost at WrestleMania. He lost at Extreme Rules, and now he loses on Monday Night Raw. And obviously, that ain't going to do a whole world of wonders, even though the WWE is reportedly behind AJ Styles. And you got to wonder, when is the WWE going to start showing that they are actually behind AJ Styles instead of just saying it, ladies and gentlemen? But what I'm going to say to you right now is, if you want to support the future of Sean Entertainment, please donate below. Click the link below in the description. If you would like to be a part of the LED screen, you get your shout out, you get your chat. There's a variety of different things that you get in return from Sean Entertainment. I'll also be starting to do giveaways. There will also be giveaways on the show per donations. Once again, if you do donate, though, that does not really guaranteed to increase your chances. But you know what? It could help. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will also be doing giveaways. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things on the plate for Sean's Entertainment, and there's a load of more news, rumors, and headlines to come. This is only the half of it. Subscribe and share my videos, and remember, ladies and gentlemen, support beat the views. The faster, the quicker that my videos get shared on Twitter and Facebook, and my video views reach 1,500 to 2,500 views, the faster that you will get an update and an upload. Subscribe.